Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I train hard, I eat pretty well, so why do I still look like I don't even lift? You want to get lean, but you also want to fill out those t-shirt sleeves and build yourself up into something more noticeable. So that is the skinny fat zone, and you're not alone. I've helped tons of guys escape it. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 4 steps to see visible changes in the mirror in your first 8 weeks. So let's get into it. So step number 1, we get you off that cutting, bulking hamster wheel and commit to the shred. So what normally happens when you jump back on it, all right? You get sick of feeling like a lazy fucker, so you shred hard for 4 weeks. Then you look in the mirror again, you feel skinny, so you start to panic. And you're straight back on those gainer shakes again, and you're piling the weight back on. So you feel fat again, and then off you go, back and forth. You're getting nowhere. The only way out of this is to get lean enough to earn yourself a proper building window. And that 10, 15 pounds that you think you got to drop, it's usually a fair bit more. Most of my clients end up having to go 5 to 10 kilos past that point. And every one of these guys, they were convinced that they end up looking skinny, but it doesn't look like that happened, does it? But in order for that to happen for you as well, you need to get step 2 right. So step 2 is we optimize your shred metrics. Not slaving away on cardio machines or high rocks classes while you're chugging away at Huel shakes and having chicken salads. We want to strip the fat fast and keep the muscle you've got. And if you're a beginner to intermediate in the gym, chances are you can actually gain a little bit while you shred as well. So you're peeling away those layers that piss you off while simultaneously revealing a leaner, more muscular physique that you're proud of. And it comes down to 3 numbers. So calories control your weight loss, your daily step count controls how fast that happens, and your protein controls whether you're losing the right kind of weight. We dial these in on my program with something called the automatic diet method, which I take every client through in their first 2 weeks. For week 1, you track your normal life, all right? What your go-to meals actually look like written down, what your step count is now that you're back on it, how much protein you're actually hitting across your meals. And we run that and your body stats through our shred calculator, all right? And we compare it against where your metrics should be, and then we just tweak your meals and activity slightly so that you are sitting at the aggressive end of the shred range where you need to be, which results in you shredding up as close to 1 kilo a week as you can get. Some lucky guys can do more. If you get those 3 things right, the weight will come off pretty much on schedule. But obviously dropping the weight and looking jacked are not the same thing. Step 3 is how we build that physique underneath while all of this is happening. So step 3 is the modern man training system. It's not about jumping back into the same old chest and arm workouts or that high volume push-pull leg split that you're used to. Let's be honest, that never seems to work out. We need to pivot. There's 2 things that make this work. First is the modern man split. Your typical push-pull leg split turns into a full body push and a full body pull. That means that there's no more leg day, it's merged in and you've just got 2 sessions that you alternate between. So whether you hit the gym twice that week, 3 times, maybe even 4, everything gets hit balanced over the weeks and months. I've covered this split in a few other videos that I've done and it's an absolute game changer. Second thing is the 2-set shred. Most guys fanny around with too many sets and too many exercises. So your workouts drag on, your energy drops and your intensity goes out the window and sort of dilutes over the session, not making it very effective. So we flip it on its head. Just 5 or 6 exercises per workout, hitting the key movement patterns and just 1 or 2 working sets each. Every single set is a hard, high intensity set where you take it to complete failure. Not when you feel the burn a little bit or when you think you're done. No, when you physically cannot complete another rep. So the exercises we choose are all ones that you are safe to do that on, obviously. Once you start training at that intensity, you understand why 1 or 2 sets is more than enough and you can be in and out in 45 minutes, maybe even less. Put those 2 things together and you're making twice the gains in half the time, while your shred metrics from step 2 takes care of peeling the fat away to reveal a lean physique. So that's the diet sorted. That's the training sorted. Step 4 is how you tie it all together. So step 4, we break it down into an 8-week sprint. Here's where most guys get it wrong before they even start. Look at how much they need to lose. They work out that it's going to take 4 or 5 months, or maybe even longer if they're just trying to do things slow and steady. If things go too slow, there's too many interruptions, it feels like it's taking forever with no finish line, so you end up stopping. Training ends up being a little bit inconsistent, and 4 months of half committing just gets you nowhere, which just proves that for not everyone, but for most guys, that approach does not work. So instead, we go all in for 8 weeks. Aggressive metrics, tight structure, saying no to the things that you need to say no to. No fucking about, basically, because 8 weeks is something that you can actually see the finish line of. As a completely different mental game than grinding away with no finish line in sight. And yes, your whole shred might not be done in 8 weeks, but at the end of that, you fuel back up and you have yourself a little diet break, a refeed, we call it. You just pull back on the intensity, up the calories, take it a little bit easier, give yourself a bit of a mental break, and then you're ready to go hard again. 2, maybe 3 sprints is how long on average it takes for most skinny fat guys. Bringing it all together and doing this first 8-week sprint with your shred metrics, with the Modern Man training system. So that first sprint will have a huge impact, give you a huge visual transformation, and set yourself up to get you permanently lean and jacked in the future. Hence why bringing all this shit together and doing this first 8 weeks properly will fix your skinny fat dilemma and will set you up to become the lean, jacked, and unrecognizable individual that you are trying to become. So that's the 4 steps, right? Commit to the shred, optimize your metrics, train with the Modern Man system, and then bring it all together into individual 8-week sprints. Do that and you will see visual changes in the mirror in your first 8 weeks, guaranteed, all right? I've watched it happen with a lot of blokes, a lot of my existing clients. And if you want to run your very first sprint with me, actually coaching you through it, that is what my Accelerate program is for. An 8-week shred sprint, fully programmed, nutrition targets, weekly check-ins, all right? Me keeping you on track the whole way and ultimately making sure that you implement all this correctly for the first time. My next intake literally opens at the end of this week and we officially start on the 7th of September. Link to all the details and to get yourself on the waiting list for when doors opens in the description below. If you want to see where all this fits into the bigger picture, what happens after your shred, how to go from lean to properly jacked, I've got the full 4-phase deep dive breakdown right up here. Feel free to check that out, watch that next. Don't forget to check out Accelerate if you're interested, and I'll speak to you soon.